Hey YouTube, I'm Ross Stewart, Stewart Media Digital, and today I will be doing an unboxing of the new lav I decided to pick up, which is the Tascam DR-10L. So I decided to pick up this lav just to speed up my workflow, both on site and in editing, but I haven't used it yet. So let's do a quick unboxing and then let's test it out and do a quick review also. All right, so this is my first time opening the box, so let's get in here and take a look. All right, so we've got the manual, worthless. Let's see. This is the clip to clip onto your pocket or your pants or whatever. We've got a micro USB to regular USB. We've got, this is the actual mic itself with a clip. I'll open that up in a second. And the recorder and a nice little pouch. So let's start opening these things up and start seeing how they feel. So this is pretty small, and that's actually one of the reasons I really like this. I'll talk about this more once we actually get it set up and powered up. But so far I really like how small this is and how it feels. It's the build quality is pretty good. And then let's check out the mic itself. All right. So I like that it has this screw in right here, so you don't have to worry about it popping out. A lot of them have this though. This is pretty standard. The lav itself, and it's got this tiny little pop filter, windscreen, and I think it looks pretty good. All right, so now I've got it all set up and I am recording audio on it, so let's start talking about it. The first and most important thing I want to mention is that this doesn't transmit audio back to the camera. It is wireless in the sense that it doesn't have any wires going to the camera, but it records separately onto a micro SD card. One of the biggest selling points of this lav, in my opinion, is that it records two separate files. It has auto leveling, so it records one file at what it thinks it should be, and then it records another file at a lower decibel. So if it peaks and the audio becomes unusable, you've got another file to fall back on. That's really important when you can't monitor the audio like you can't on this. But I can definitely keep this going and feel pretty confident that I am going to get usable audio on at least one of those two tracks, if not both. Now let's talk about size, form factor, build quality, all that good stuff. It is really light and really small. And for a lav, that to me is very important. I shoot weddings, I shoot wedding videos. I also do a lot of stuff where I'm just out and about. I could put this in my back pocket and forget I have it. Just keep the audio rolling, pull it out, start the recording, put it back in my pocket, and it's not cumbersome. It's not nearly as bad as some of those big ones that have the wireless transmitters. Although those are very handy and very good for what they're good for, but for a lot of people, especially content creators or people who do weddings or anything where you need a low profile lav recorder, this size and weight is gonna come in really handy. The downside of that, however, is that means the buttons are really small. The buttons here along the front are pretty small, but honestly, I only use them to set the date and time, and I haven't really touched them since. So to me, that's not a big deal. One thing that I do find annoying is the switch that you push up to record and down for power. It's small. I have to use my nail to pull it up and down, so that's a little bit annoying, but not a big deal. And then, speaking of the buttons and everything, then on the other side, we have the micro SD card slot. We have a micro USB port. So if you don't want to take the card out, and if you're anything like me, you lose micro SD cards all the time because they're so tiny. I use the cable to get the files from here onto my computer. So that's really nice to have that. It also has a headphone jack. So you're not gonna do live monitoring on this, but you can go back, you can plug in some headphones after you've recorded a clip, play it back and make sure you got the audio you wanted. On the back, it does take one AAA battery, but something small form factor like this, the battery is probably gonna last all day. But always have backups. If there's one thing I've learned as a professional, always have backups. So why buy this lav? So if you are a vlogger, a YouTuber, or you've just been using a video mic for most of your audio, this is definitely going to be a big step up. Let me show you an example right now. I'm switching to just the video mic I have on top of my camera. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, hello, hello. And now I'm switching back to the lav. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, hello, hello. You'll notice a huge difference just in the quality. Now also proximity is a huge factor. If you've got the shotgun mic right up to your face, then you're gonna get pretty good audio from it. But if you wanna do like a walk and talk situation, or you want audio and you plan on being further away from the camera, a lav is a really good way to do that. And again, for $200, that is a great way to up your production quality. People really care about sound. I've used other lavs that are like $700 plus, and they transmit directly to the camera, and that's really nice. But now it's easier than ever to sync audio in editing. So it's really not a big deal to have them in separate places, especially when you have the peace of mind of the two separate recordings that I talked about earlier. All right, so I hope that was helpful to you guys. If you're interested in this mic for yourself, please check out the link in the description below and like and subscribe. Thanks.